Hey, what's up everyone? Jason Turley here, back with another video. Today I just wanted to showcase and highlight a side project I've been working on over the weekend. It's called hackerasks.com. It's just a website I threw together using the Ghost platform, the Ghost content management system, similar to like a WordPress or like a Wix or something like that. But so I hacked this together, I threw this together rather quickly, and the goal of Hacker Asks is to be a informational interview and story website for cybersecurity professionals. Just a nice community, a place where we can all go to and have like a list, a resource, a repository of interview questions and Q&A and stories, because I think there's a lot of resources on how to get started in cybersecurity. There's a lot of like blogs and videos and podcasts on how to get started, how to get your foot in the door. But I just wanted a resource for actual insights from professionals, actual advice from people who've been doing it, either recent students or people who've been practitioners for a while or C-level executives. So it's a very humble site. You can see here I only have like 2 posts created, right? I threw together this how to hacking or how to learn hacking post, and then I threw up this interview I did a couple years ago with Merlin Oracle, who created a whole bunch of content on TryHackMe. So if you've ever used TryHackMe before, you've probably come across some of his work. He's created a lot of different rooms, like Year of the Jellyfish and Year of the Rabbit, some of those harder pen test themed rooms. And he's also created networks like Wreath and whatnot. So I originally made this interview on my other website, my main website right here, but I needed something to kind of seed this website so it's not just like a blank, ugly, website that has zero content. So I kind of just needed something to seed the landing page of the website, an actual interview that I have done with somebody. So if any of this interests you, please check it out. I'll leave a link to it below. Hopefully this side project takes off. I have a really bad habit of making side projects, working on them pretty hard for a week, and then forgetting about them or just letting them die. So I'm not going to try to let this one die. I do have a little bit of stake in the game. I did buy the domain, and I did buy, a service to host this website. So I have spent some personal money on it. So hopefully that means I'm a little bit more motivated to not let it die. But that's the crux of the website. It's very small. I created it only a few days ago, right? Today's the 24th, and my first post was on the 22nd. But I'm hoping I can do a kind of like a build in public or kind of like behind the scenes about the project. So I know some of you guys like coding and whatnot, not just hacking and cybersecurity, but you guys like making projects and side hustles and whatnot. So maybe I can do a bit of like a documentary behind the scenes and go about how I'm actually emailing people and approaching people for interview requests. I have a process in place for that. Maybe you guys are interested in that. So I didn't really come up with this idea willy-nilly out of the blue. I am a fan of like interviews. I have done that before. But some other websites that I have gleaned some information or some inspiration from are the founder community or like the indie hacker community, like the startup community, right? So starterstory.com, you can look at their layout of their website, these very eye-catching and like grabby titles that they have for their posts. And you can click on the posts and you see that it's a bit of a Q&A discussion and whatnot. So they're pretty good. I like their content. They have really in-depth interviews. And then I also like Failore, which is again all about like startups and whatnot. So they have their blog and they also have a newsletter. You can just see how I think how clean and beautiful this website is. And if we click here on interviews, and let's just click on the top one, we can see how it's laid out. Really neat and clean. My humble website, it does have a long way to go. So I don't know. I'm kind of proud of it. For 2 days of work, I threw this together. It's not too shabby, and it will grow over time. If I have reached out to a few people in my network and whatnot, and asked them for a request for interview. But if any of you guys watching this are cybersecurity professionals or hackers or students, and you want to be featured on the website for 100% free, the best way right now is to reach out to me on like Twitter or LinkedIn. Just like shoot me a DM, and I'll get you started with the process of how I actually conduct these interviews. But I don't really have a sign-up sheet or anything like that, like a form. That's probably the next best thing to do. And then I have this Zellic.io pulled up. Zellic is a Web3 blockchain research firm and like a smart contract hacking and all that stuff, like Web3 hacking, if you're into that stuff. But I really, really love the layout of their website. And I'm on their blog right now, but I really love these like title cards. They kind of remind me of like thumbnails. They're very neat. They're clean. I'm not really sure what you would call these like little graphics right here, but I like it. It's pretty. I did kind of take that and try to use that to inspire my own little graphics. They don't look anywhere near as neat and clean and pretty, but hey, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a web designer by any stretch of the imagination. So that's really it for this video, kind of like a side project I've been working on. Hopefully over time, as more people respond to my email requests and interview requests, this website will grow into a nice repository of cybersecurity professionals sharing their interviews, sharing frequently asked questions that either I've received or I see in like comments and whatnot. So I'm excited for it. I know there are a lot of like interviews online for like podcasts, but you can't really control F through a podcast. Sometimes when I look at these posts, I just want to find one specific question, or I just want to see their opinion on one subject. So that's really it. I think I've rambled on long enough. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see more of like this built in public kind of stuff, and how I've develop this website and how I'm hosting it, and my decisions and how I'm actually conducting their interviews, and how I plan to like automate that stuff in the future so it's not as time consuming. So that's really it for this video. Hit me up on LinkedIn or like X or Twitter, whatever, if you want to be interviewed, and I'll get you set up and rolled in that process. So that's really it for this video, guys. Once again, I still have my sling, my cast, so I'm not really doing too much typing. So I like doing these, just talking to the camera, and hopefully someone's on the other end listening. So that's really it. Again, you can shop, get some nice, comfortable merch and t-shirts and whatnot. As always, guys, take it easy, and see you in the next video.